Yes, I have 12 different keywords. So you do however you want to, but it should come like this. Okay, like this I have 12 keywords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that 12 keywords I have. Okay, you do however you want to, but create that rows. I need 12 rows. I'll tell you the names. These are the thematics. The questions will come broadly on these thematics only. Okay, so create the 12 rows. Then we are going to go question by question. We are going to take the previous year question and then go one by one and understand which theme will every question fall under. Just like the same thing how we usually do. We'll follow the same approach. I will write it one by one below the other. You people write it row wise. Okay, I'm going to just write it list down here. What are the different thematics that you should have an idea about? Okay, so let us go from 2025 backwards. Let us look only about only at the social justice questions for now. Okay, now women's social capital complements in advancing empowerment and gender equity. Women's social capital complements in advancing empowerment and gender equity. Vulnerable groups. Anything else? You should check 3-4 times. That is how you will get familiar with all the keywords. Anything else or vulnerable groups? Okay, put it there. Okay, what is the crux here? Give me the crux. What is the crux? Actually, this question, if you have to be very correct, this question is about SHGs. Okay, when you complete the entire GS2 paper, you will understand that women's social capital mainly comes from self-help groups. Because there's that topic called self-help groups, they ask like this. But you can put it in vulnerable groups, there's nothing wrong. But the crux is what? The crux is the importance of women's social capital. Yes, that will lead to the consequence of this. The consequence is this only. But the consequence is many more also. But what is the crux here? The crux is women's social capital, the importance of women's social capital. The importance of women's social capital. Okay, shall we proceed? Next one. E-governance projects have a built-in bias towards technology and back-end integration than user-centric designs. Examine. E-governance. Okay, what is the crux? Don't tell me exactly what is there. Tell me what is the crux of this question. What do you understand by reading this question? Sorry? Critics of e-governance. Fair enough. What else? Anything else? Bias in e-governance. Okay. Challenges of e-governance. Correct. Okay, that is the exact thing. That is what is the crux. It has a built-in bias towards technology and back-end integration rather than user-centric. It is telling that rather than smoothing out the interaction of the user with the technology, they are only worried about bringing new features, making it much more robust, making it much more greater in scale. They are only worried about the back-end part and the technology part rather than worrying about how smoothly you can come and interact with me. So at the end of the day, that is nothing but challenges of e-governance. Challenges means what? Challenges means when a person is not able to use the e-governance that is properly. First, do you know what is governance? What is governance? Define governance. I told you in the, I think GS4 class, government is a system, governance is the process. That system is trying to do something in that process. What is that something? Yes. What is that system through that process trying to achieve? Very good. To deliver goods and services to the people. You understood this? A government is a system. It is following a process of governance in order to deliver goods and services to the people. Okay, so this is what is government and governance. Now, what is good governance then? What is good governance then? Very good. The delivery of goods and services should be efficient, should be effective, should be timely, should be affordable, should be of best quality. Look at this. You can put any keywords to it. Any prefix to the delivery of goods and services will become good governance. What is e-governance? The same thing. In the process, you are trying to deliver goods and services. That goods and services should be delivered through electronic technology, ICT technology. When you use ICT technology to deliver goods and services to the people, then that becomes e-governance. So, when they say it is biased towards technology and backend integration than user-centric designs, obviously you are trying to deliver a good to the people. People are facing the challenges. That is why the user-centric designs are not correctly done. So, overall, if you take the entire question, they are only trying to ask you what are the challenges of e-governance. So, that is how your mindset should always gear back to. The moment you read built-in bias, technology, back-end integration, what is it that they're asking? If your mind starts going like that, I have seen people who are going to write mains this time, one or two people, they'll take this question. They will put the subheading as built-in bias and try to generate 3 points. Problem with back-end integration, they'll try to generate 3 points. I'm not telling that they're wrong. When you divide it like that, how can you generate 3 points there? It becomes very difficult. You're digging your own grave. Instead, you put the heading as e-technology, built-in bias plus back-end, excessive focus on built-in bias, excessive focus on back-end integration. Then write in your mind, you should run as challenges of e-technology. But there you should be writing like this point only. That is how your mind should always work. You are showing something, but your mind is using something else to recollect the points. You understood this? Okay? Alright. So, next. Civil society organizations are often perceived as being anti-state actors than non-state actors. Do you agree? Justify. Back. Which part is this? Developmental institutions? Write this. What is the crux? Tell me the crux. Are CSOs state actors or non-state actors? Or you can say, no. The better thing is don't tell that. Why CSOs are perceived as anti-state actors? Tell like that. That's all. Why CSOs are perceived as? Obviously, they are not anti-state. That's why. Why CSOs are perceived as? No, Lakama, that does not come there. Okay. Why CSOs are perceived as anti-state actors? That's only perception. Don't think of it as true. Okay. Why is because they question the government. They constantly question the policies. They are reformistic in their approach. They bargain for the people. I hope you are understanding. That is why you will have that perception that they are non-state, but they are actually not state. They are the third state actors. Third state actors means they act as a bridge between the people and the state. Okay. Anyways, let us go to the. We are done with 6, 7, and 8. Next. Inequality in the ownership pattern of resources is one of the major causes of poverty discussed in the context of paradox of poverty. Okay, poverty. Obviously, the keyword is there only, but give me the crux now. Correct. Let them say. What is the crux of this particular question? One second. Yes. Correct. So, inequality in ownership leading to poverty. That is what they are asking. Inequality of ownership. Inequality of ownership leading to poverty. Inequality of ownership leading to poverty. There are so many examples. Agriculture. Okay, in agriculture, more than 80% of our farmers are small and marginal. But though 85% of the farmers are small and marginal, how much operational holding do they have? Can anyone guess? What is the operational holding? Operational holding means those farmlands that are under operation. That is called operational holdings. 85% of India's farmers are small and marginal. What is the percentage of operation holding that they have in India? 40%. See, 80% of the people are handling only 40% of the field. Who is handling 60%? The large and medium farmers. Look at this. Obviously, poverty is created. Are you understanding this? Mining. 90% of the resources are situated in which part of India? In eastern India, which is the tribal belt. Do they own that particular minerals? You understanding this? Obviously, that is why it is emerged as the poorest mineral belt of India. Come to urban areas or come to industries. 95% of India's labor force is in informal sector. They don't have ownership of job. Informal sector means they don't have ownership of job. There is no security of tenure there. They can be removed anytime they want to. That will result in poverty. This is how you have to justify. Are you understanding this? Now, whatever I have told you is something that you did not know. This is something that you know. But you have to change whatever you know into how they are asking the question. That is what you have to learn in mains. In mains, it is not about learning new content. It is about knowing how to use the same content to customize and write it in a way the question is demanding you to write. Got this? All right. So, next. In contemporary developmental models, decision making and problem solving responsibilities are not located close to the source of information and execution, defeating the objectives of development. Critically evaluate. Where will you put this? Chaitrashri, I hope now you understood how ownership of resources is linked to poverty. Okay, yes. Developmental institutions, governance, human development. There, the theme, if you want, you can put human development and planning. Put it as human development and planning. You will get confused otherwise. Human development and planning. Human development and planning. Okay, you can put it there. Human development and planning. Now tell me the crux. What is the crux of this question? Okay. 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 Someone told. You're doing only half. Then? Problems associated with top-down approach. That is what they're trying to ask. Look at this. In contemporary developmental models, decision making and problem solving responsibilities are not located close to the source of information and execution. It is not located close to the information or execution means what? It is not located at the ground. Okay, it is located somewhere at the top. It is not located at the ground. Defeating the objectives of development. That means we are following top-down approach, and because of top-down approach, we are not able to get development. That is what they are trying to tell. Did you understand the question? So, in crux, aren't they asking what are the challenges of top-down approach? That's all. That is the crux. The challenges of top-down approach. So, when you're telling the challenges of top-down approach, you should also tell the benefits of bottom-up approach. This 18th question comes in polity. We will discuss in polity. Okay, National Commission for the Protection of Child. But no, let us discuss. The National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights, it is not polity. The National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights has to address the challenges faced by children in the digital era, examine the existing policies and suggest measures the Commission can initiate to tackle the issue. Where is it? Vulnerable sections. Okay, what is the crux? Very simple, it is straightforward. Come again? Challenges faced by children in digital era. That's all. Very simple. Challenges faced by children in digital era. So here you cannot write like Indian society. You cannot bring different aspects or dimensions of Indian society and talk. Here you have to talk from the angle of Juvenile Justice Act, from the angle of DPDP Act. I hope you are understanding this. From the angle of National Educational Policy, you have to talk from those angles. You cannot talk like how we discussed in society. That is the difference in different papers. Just because a topic overlaps doesn't mean that you can write the same content everywhere. Okay, all right. That's all. We are done with 2025. Let us go to 2024. Okay, now public charitable trusts have the potential to make India's development more inclusive as they relate to certain vital public issues. You see, developmental issues. What is the crux? That's not role. Importance of public charitable trusts. Importance. Don't worry about the consequence. Importance of public charitable trusts. Very good, Chaitrashri. Importance of public charitable trusts. Now, where does keyword approach work? Where does keyword approach not work? How do you decide which questions keyword approach work, which questions keyword approach will not work? When you're studying, obviously, if I scratch this public charitable trust, if I write non-governmental organizations, will the same keyword fit? You understanding this? That is where you will know when you're studying keyword approach will work or keyword approach will not work. Okay. Anyways, next. Poverty and malnutrition creates a vicious cycle adversely affecting human capital formation. What steps can be taken to break the cycle? Human development you want to put? Poverty. Okay, it is more specific. You can put in human, because there's human capital formation, you can put there, there's nothing wrong, but it is more specific to poverty. What will you write? Breaking the vicious cycle of poverty and malnutrition. Breaking the vicious cycle of poverty and malnutrition. Okay. The doctrine of democratic governance makes it necessary that the public perception of integrity and commitment of The doctrine of democratic governance makes it necessary that the public perception of integrity and commitment of civil servants become absolutely positive. Discuss. Have we created, which keyword will you put it there? Okay, put it there. Okay, what is the crux? Give me the crux. There are a lot of keywords here, but a person who will understand will give me the proper crux. Okay. Correct. Here, the crux of the question is the importance of public perception on civil servants. That's all. That is what they are asking. Don't get boggled by just because they are using doctrine, democratic governance, integrity, commitment. They are only asking what is the importance of public perception of civil servants. If a civil servant has integrity and commitment, what will happen in democratic governance? You have to examine. If the perception is not that the person is integral or there is no commitment, then what will happen to the democratic governance? This is how you have to try to analyze. I hope you understood this. Okay, so the crux is that. Next. The Citizens Charter has been a landmark initiative in ensuring citizen-centric administration, but it is yet to reach its full potential. Identify the factors hindering the realization of its promise and suggest measures to overcome them. Citizens Charter? Exactly. Importance, challenges, potential, and measures. Okay. If you write this model answer, don't you think the entire topic only is covered? That is all. You should not, once you write a model answer for this, you should again not feel the need to go and read out about citizen charter at all. Okay. Anyways, what did I say? First one, importance, challenges, potential, such measures. Potential measures. Okay, next. In a crucial domain like the public healthcare system, the Indian state should play a vital role to contain the adverse impact of marketization of the system, suggest some measures through which the state can enhance the reach of public healthcare at the grassroots level. Healthcare is the thematics. What is the crux? Role of state in ensuring public healthcare. Okay. At the, okay. Democratization of healthcare. When you say democratization of healthcare, please define.
So government needs to provide that service to all citizens.
Okay. That is democratization is what you're telling. Okay. See, they are asking two dimensions here. Don't get confused. It is healthcare only. It is role of the state on healthcare only. But it is role of the state on healthcare in two dimensions they are asking. One, the role of the state on healthcare to contain. Second, to also increase. So, know that very clearly. Okay. So, two dimensions from the role of the state on healthcare. That is what they are trying to ask. Okay. So, you can say role of the state on healthcare to contain marketization and to spread its reach. The role of the state on healthcare, one dimension is contain marketization and the second is spread its reach. Okay. 18.1. E-governance. E-governance is not just about the routine application of digital technology in service delivery and process. It is as much about multifarious interactions for ensuring transparency and accountability. In this context, evaluate the role of the interactive service model of e-governance. E-governance is the thematics. Yes, what is the crux? Very flashily they have written, but give me the crux. Okay. Visibility of, feasibility of e-governance. Okay. Very good, Soundarya. That's a good point. But that's only one part of the dimension. Inclusive role of e-governance. Importance of people-centric e-governance. Can you define what is this people-centric e-governance? This is what? This is people-centric? Okay, fair enough. See, I forgot to define democratization of healthcare. Whenever you say democratization of something, democratization means, democratization of X means that X is for the people, by the people and to the people. So, democratization of something means that is what? That X should define these three dimensions for, by and to. I hope you are understanding this. Now, coming to people-centric e-governance, yes, what she's trying to tell is correct. People-centric e-governance technology or e-technology means your putting people at the center and then design the entire governance structure or the technology structure. That is what is called people-centric e-governance. Fair enough. The keywords, whenever you come across any keywords, try to refine it, not define it. Try to refine it in the way you can understand the concept. Defining it means you are writing exactly how the textbook is told you what exactly the keyword means. Refining it means after reading the definition, trying to bring the definition to your own words. And only if you refine, you will be able to remember in mains. Got it? Okay, coming back to this. All right, anyone else? What is this? The crux. At the end of the day, we will write about the challenges of e-technology only. The answer is challenges of e-technology only, you will write. I'm not worried about the answer. I'm only worried about you understanding the question and not getting perplexed just because they've used a lot of multi-purpose interactions, interactive service model, they've given that quote and all. I don't want you to be perplexed or feel that you have missed something. That is why I'm giving you time to understand and tell me what is the crux of this question. He more or less got it. The merits of an interactive model versus a model where you cannot interact much. That's all they're asking. So, look at this. E-governance is not just about routine application of digital technology in service delivery process. That is, it is not just giving a delivery of service in technology. It is not just that. It is allowing a user who is using the technology to interact with the technology also. Interact means what? You are trying to use. Let us say you did not use properly. You should be able to complain. You are trying to use, but you are facing a lot of obstacles. You should be able to talk to it. You are trying to use, but that option is not there. Then what to do? I hope you are understanding this. So when you allow a technology to interact, what will be the benefits compared to that technology which is not allowing you to interact? That is what they are asking. Did you understand this? So when they say interactive service model in quotes, don't get any perplexity thinking that what is it that I don't know. It is nothing. It is a model that will help you interact. The interaction can be in the form of complaints. The interactions can be in the form of conversations. The interactions can be also in the form of feedback. I hope you understood this. This is all you have to think about. Okay. All right. Next. This is done, I think. Let us go to. We are done, right? 2024 is done. Let's go to 2023. Sorry. You write the benefits of interactive service model over uninteractive service model. The benefits of interactive service model over uninteractive in e-governance. Okay, uninteractive service model. The seventh question, the crucial aspect of development process has been the inadequate attention paid to human resource development in India. Suggest measures that can address this inadequacy. Human development, what is the crux? What is the crux? Very straightforward it is. Yes? Huh? Challenges of human resource development in India. That's all. Okay, challenges of human resource development in India. Challenges of human resource development in India. Now, just so you understand, whenever they use this word called human resource, okay, in two ways I can define human resource. Human resource is a convergence of 3 C's. I have told you, human resource is the convergence of 3 C's. Capacity, capability, not 3 C's, empowerment. Sorry, that empowerment is one more C. Anyways, it is the convergence of these 3 dimensions. Okay, convergence of the 3 dimensions: capacity, capability, empowerment. Okay, that is one way to look at it. Another way to look at human resource development is, human resource development is a culmination of education, healthcare, standards of living, Then there is, when I say standards of living, it is income, skills, employment. When you take all these dimensions, this is also human resource development. So you have education, you have healthcare, you have standards of living, that is income, then you have skills, and then you have employment. So these dimensions together is also known as human resource development. So you can use appropriately whichever you want in that particular context. Okay. So they are telling about, when they say they are telling about the challenges of human resource development in India, either you can talk about the challenges with respect to capacity, capability, empowerment. You can talk like that also, which becomes a little difficult. But this way of defining will be very good in ethics. In ethics, when they talk about human development, you can talk like this. But here, when they ask about the same human resource development, if you use this, it becomes a little difficult to generate the points. But do this then. So what are the challenges of human resource development in India? Tell what are the problems in education. Tell what are the problems in healthcare. Tell what are the problems in income. Then like that, if you keep on going. For example, income. Agricultural income is seasonal in nature. It is not consistent. There is a lot of uncertainty. I hope you understand this. Like that, you have to tell. Gig workers. There is no security. There is unpredictability. The income is directly correlated with the demand of the market. Like that, you should be able to generate the points. Okay, anyways. I am just teaching you how, when you see a keyword, you should know exactly what should I bring in that keyword. If you don't have the clarity of that keyword only, then you will not be able to understand things. Okay, next. Discuss the role of Competition Commission of India in containing the abuse of dominant position of MNCs in India. Refer to the recent decisions. Where can you put this? Sorry? You can put in you want to put in governance? You can put it, if you say you want to put it in developmental institutions, then are you considering MNCs as developmental institutions? You should tell yes. Why should we not consider multinational corporations as developmental institutions? What are developmental institutions? Tell me that. First, let us define that. We used a keyword here. What are developmental institutions? The institutions that coordinate with the government. Okay, that is one of the feature. One of the characteristics that is. Yes. It's a non-profitable organization. Then MNCs are profitable. Then we cannot put the definition of MNCs in that. Yes. I didn't understand. A little loudly. MNCs share the burden of the government. That is again a characteristic. What are developmental institutions? Okay. That is actually the role of developmental institutions. But to clearly play it, developmental institutions are, you can tell what he told. They are developmental actors. They are developmental actors bridging the gap between people and government. Developmental institutions are developmental actors bridging the gap between developmental actors. And when I say developmental actors, what do you mean by what do you mean by development here? This only. Sorry. Now, when I say development, it comes even broader. It goes into equity. It goes into fairness. It goes into grievance redressal. All this it comes, but overall you understood what is development. So, development, they are developmental actors who bridge the gap between the people and the government. These are developmental institutions. So, with that definition, can you put MNCs in developmental institution? It doesn't, see, why am I arguing or discussing so much is for you to become familiar with the keywords. You can put it anywhere you want to, it really doesn't matter. Okay, but I just want to create that, lines of thought in your mind, that's all. Yes. Can you put it or not? No? You can put it? No, you cannot put it? Okay. Those people who are telling you cannot put it, where will you put it then? ठीक है, okay, you can put it in governance. If you people who told yes we can put it, they are not wrong, okay, then no, don't start feeling guilty, okay, that is also correct, but the more apt is governance, okay. Tell me, in governance what should be the crux? Role of MNCs, role of Competition Commission of India, okay. If I say containing monopolies, which is more apt? Yes or no? So overall, what are they trying to tell? There is a dominant position of an MNC, and Competition Commission of India is telling that it should not become dominant. If I remove MNC and add anything, overall, monopoly should not be allowed. In any process, there is government, there is governance, there is delivery of service. In the delivery of service, that governance part, if one or two people will handle the entire process, the delivery of service will obviously not be fair. That's what they're trying to tell you. Okay. So, what did I say? The keyword? Containing monopolies. My this thing is, in governance, the crux is containing monopolies. So you should talk about who will control monopoly in India, how do they control monopoly in India, and what are the laws and cases governing the controlling of monopolies in India. Automatically the one institution is Competition Commission of India. Okay. Anyways, next. E-governance as a critical tool of governance as ushered in effectiveness, transparency and accountability in governments. What inadequacies hamper the enhancement of these features? Tell me loudly. Challenges of? Okay. Is social justice easy or difficult? Are you understanding this? Simple 75 marks it is. Okay, you should not even think twice. So in ethics, I told you always start with quotes. In GS1, I told you always start with society. In GS2, always start with social justice. Some people like international relations too much, so they tell that, no sir, I like that only, I'll go for that. You can do either of the ways, but don't start with polity. Okay? Why I tell don't start with polity is the questions purposely they make it look like this. Just because it should heat your time, they will design it that way. So don't start with that. You can start with this only. Okay? Anyways, the challenges of e-governance. Okay. Next. The 16th question is polity only. Okay, parliamentary committee system. How far has financial committees helped in the institutionalization of Indian Parliament? It is, yeah, it is polity only. Let us go to the next. Development and welfare schemes for the vulnerable, by its nature, are discriminatory in approach. Do you agree? Give reasons for your answer. Yeah, welfare programs. Very good. Welfare programs. What is the crux? Tell me the crux. Nature of? Nature of welfare. Okay, what is the nature? Okay. So are they? First, let me understand. What is your understanding of discriminatory welfare program? What does this mean? They are discriminating, sir. They are not giving it to proper person. What is discriminatory development schemes or development and welfare schemes for the vulnerable by its nature are discriminatory in approach? What do you mean by this sentence? It's a negative sentence. That means that whom are they discriminating towards if it's negative? Come again? No. Don't give me only one puzzle. Okay? 1 second. Development and welfare schemes for the vulnerable by its nature are discriminatory in approach. What does it mean? Whom are they discriminatory? They are discriminatory towards well off. Okay? What is your take? Yes?
The measures which are taken through welfare measures is to do with historical injustice or to bringing them equal position.
It's no, overall, developmental approach is discriminatory. Who is it discriminatory towards? Is it towards the well off? To the middle income holders. So basically you are telling it will not go to the extreme poverty. Okay? Yes?
It is not.
It is not discriminatory. Okay? Okay, that is one dimension. What she told is correct exactly. It is discriminatory. It should be discriminatory. Basically, what they're trying to tell you about is targeted welfare programs. Why is it called targeted welfare programs? Exactly, right or not? Because it targets a certain beneficiary because they are extremely vulnerable. Yes, you have to agree with it. Why? Because the context changes. For example, if you talk about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, it has to be towards girl child only. You cannot tell that I will introduce a gender neutral Padhao Andolan, Beti Beta Bachao. Why will you do that? Will it make any sense there? I hope you understanding this. So in that way, when I bring a women centric program, obviously it has to address the, for example, National Rural Livelihood Mission. In that there is a target that we have to create women linked SHGs. Or if you have National Food Security Act, women becomes head of the households. Why? It is discriminatory in approach. It is targeted because they are the vulnerable groups who have to be empowered. So that is how you have to argue here. So don't argue of thinking it's a negative thing. They're not asking that, see, development and welfare schemes for the vulnerable by its nature. So by design only they are discriminatory. That is what they are trying to tell you. If they are not told by its nature, because of something else they would have told, then you could have thought about different dimensions. But they are telling that the design itself is becoming discriminatory. Do you agree? Now you will obviously, okay? But you understood, okay, how to interpret and read the question, okay? All right. Anyways, do you agree? Give reasons for your answer. That is what you have to take different schemes and talk about the discriminatory part there, okay? Next, where will you put this? Welfare schemes, okay? The importance of target-based interventions in welfare schemes. The importance of target-based interventions in welfare schemes. Very good, Vishal. That is what exactly it is telling. Read the next question. Skill development programs have succeeded in increasing human resources supply to various sectors. In the context of the statement, analyze the linkages between education, skill, and employment. Skills, okay. What is the crux?
Importance of skill development.
No, you just have to talk about skill development programs. Okay, skill development programs. You have to take one program also, and you have to sit and analyze how it has created a link between education, skill, and employment. That is all you have to do. Skill development programs you should know. Okay. All right. So we are done with question 16 is polity. So we'll discuss that. 2022. Let us go to. Look at this. The Gati Shakti Yojana needs meticulous coordination between the government and the private sector to achieve the goal of connectivity. Discuss. Where will you put this? Definitely, you can put it in governance. It's a very good. It should come in governance. Do you know what is Gati Shakti Yojana? Multi-model. What is Gati Shakti Yojana? Integration. Yes, it is integration of 21 ministries. Okay, to work in a streamlined manner. Okay, all right. Governance. This is mainly governance. Okay. There you can put the importance of Gati Shakti Yojana. The importance of Gati Shakti Yojana. Okay, they've asked 6th as that, 7th they've asked polity question, but we will put it in governance only because we can study this part in governance. Look at this. The Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016 remains only a legal document without intense sensitization of the government functionaries and citizens regarding disability. Comment. Vulnerable groups, physically disabled. Uh, very good. The challenges of Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. That's all. The challenges of rights of good Soundarya. The challenges of Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016. Okay. Reforming the government delivery system through the direct benefit transfer scheme is a progressive step, but it has its limitations too. Comment. Governance. Challenges of? Very good. Challenges of DBT. Governance. It comes in governance. Challenges of DBT. Challenges of DBT. Okay. So the next is besides the welfare schemes, India needs deft management of inflation and unemployment to serve the poor and the underprivileged sections of the society. Discuss. Vulnerable groups. Which vulnerability are they talking about here? Underprivileged. Okay. Besides welfare schemes, they're telling you remove welfare schemes. Besides that, you should do this. That means where should it come? Governance. Fair. Governance is fair. It is close, but there is something more closer. Not poverty. Very good. Tell fully. Human development and planning. Human development and planning. Okay, there, what is the crux? What is the crux? Mismanagement. Deft management. Correct. The importance of inflation and unemployment in development. That's all. The importance of, yes, it is to serve the poor and underprivileged. Yes, all that is English. But the overall, the importance of controlling inflation and unemployment in development. That's all you have to write. The importance of controlling inflation and unemployment. So there, you should not get confused. Inflation, don't go off into the economy aspect and talk about CPI, WPI, IIP. You have to talk about how inflation can hurt the common man, how inflation can hurt agricultural farmers, how inflation can hurt regular employees, how inflation can hurt pensioners, how inflation can hurt fixed income earners. Like that you have to talk about. You have to talk about the different groups with respect to the vulnerability they can face and why controlling becomes important. You got this? Okay, that we will discuss, but overall you got this thing. Next one. Do you agree with the view that increasing dependence on donor agencies for development reduces the importance of community participation in the development process? Justify your answer. Human development and planning, everyone will agree? Okay, now, first tell me what are these donor agencies? Define what are donor agencies for me. In English, agencies that donate are known as donor agencies. Why are you so worried about it? Now, agencies that donate are known as donor agencies. The donor agencies can be domestic also. The donor agencies can be external also. So, there can be External donor agencies like, give me an example. World Bank or Asia Development Bank, AIIB, New Development Bank, all these are donor agencies. Okay. Then domestic donor agencies, these can be MNCs. Got this? Now read the question and tell me the crux. Hmm.
Importance of community participation.
You told the entire question. Yes.
Importance of community participation in development process.
Importance of community participation in development process. Don't you think that you are missing the point? Yes. Does increase in donor agencies reduce community participation? Fair. That is the correct one. I will tell you. I'll just change what she told, but she is correct. The consequence of over dependency of developmental process on donor agencies. That is what they are asking. The challenge, yes, that will reduce the community participation. Again, you are going and worrying about that consequence. You are not understanding the crux. Okay, the crux is the consequence of over dependency of developmental process on donor agencies. Over dependence of development process on donor agencies. Can you tell me one or two? Let us see. What are the consequences? Over dependence. Okay. Why does that over dependency remove people participation? Can someone tell me? Why does over dependency of developmental process on donor agencies remove people participation? 2-3 points to just check. Come again?
Make them passive decision.
Very good. Because they become the primary decision makers. Very good point. Okay, what else? That is what, ma. Why? Why? Come again? Same point. Give me two more. Let us see. I have still not done the vocabulary part. Once I do the vocabulary part, you will have lines to think. But I am just telling you out of the this thing that let's see what you can think of. Can you not use top-down approach to decision making? Yes or no? Can you not use aid with conditionalities? Because you would have put certain conditions. You are understanding this? The third one, don't you think that there will be profitability orientation? Because if they are donated, that means that there is some intent in order to make some profit out of it. It is not donated with no type of conditions or no reciprocity. That just generate 3-4 keywords. Whenever you see something, see how you can generate 3-4 keywords. Whenever you read a question, don't just read the question, understand and stop it there. Push your mind to generate 3-4 points. If you can generate 3-4 points, that means that okay, you have understood the lines of thought. Let the 3-4 points be vague also, it is okay. But when you do 10 vague lines of thought, the 11th and 12th vague lines of thought will become much better. And the 20th line of thought will become much better. Okay? Did I tell this? Done, no? Okay. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009 remains inadequate in promoting incentive-based system for children's education without generating awareness about the importance of schooling. Analyze. You want to put it in education? Okay. You can put it in vulnerable sections also. That is children, or you can put it in education also. No issues. Okay. But what is the crux? The challenges of RTE 2009. Sorry, 9. The challenges of RTE 2009. Challenges of RTE 2009. Okay, so this completes 2022. Let's go to 2021. Okay, now pressure groups play a vital role in influencing public policy making in India. Explain how the business associations contribute to public policies. Where is this? Developmental institutions. The crux is the importance of pressure groups, particularly. No. The importance of pressure groups, particularly. Read the importance of pressure groups, particularly business associations. Even business associations are also pressure groups. For example, FICCI, Federation of Industrial Chamber and Commerce of Industries, FICCI, FICCI, NASSCOM, all these are business associations. They also act as pressure groups. Okay. So, what did I say? The importance of pressure groups, particularly business associations. Vishal says 4 points why donor agencies is bad. It reduces capability. Very good point. Loosening sovereignty. Very good point. And moral hazard. See, very good points. All right. Good point, Vishal. Next. Besides being a moral imperative of a welfare state, primary health structure is a necessary precondition for sustainable development. Very good. It comes in healthcare. What is the crux? The importance of primary health care or the importance of primary health structure. Everything is fine. The importance of primary health care. Importance of primary health care. Next. Earn while you learn scheme needs to be strengthened to make vocational education and skill training meaningful. Comment. ठीक है. I think it is in education. It will be more apt in education. Okay, vocational education. They are talking about vocational education. Earn while you learn scheme. Okay, in education you can say vocational education. Earn while you learn scheme. Vocational education. Earn while you learn scheme. Okay, now, can the vicious cycle of gender inequality, poverty and malnutrition be broken through microfinancing of women SHGs? Very good. Developmental institutions. So basically, see, what is the consequence here? The consequence of women SHGs is to break the vicious cycle of. So here, what is the entity that is creating the consequence? Look at this. That is women SHGs. So women SHGs automatically is developmental institutions. So you can say importance of microfinancing of women SHGs. Importance of microfinancing of women SHGs. Importance of microfinancing of women SHGs. Now, as digital illiteracy, particularly in rural areas, coupled with the lack of information and communication technology, accessibility, hindered socio-economic development, examine with justification. Role of digital literacy in ensuring socio-economic development. What else? I want the theme. Which theme will it fall? Which theme will this fall? Poverty, human development, what else? Very good. This question comes in e-governance. Okay, it is in e-governance. Okay, now tell me the crux. That's all. Okay. No. 1 second. Not digital. Don't. As digital illiteracy, particularly in rural areas, coupled with the lack of information, ICT accessibility, indoor social. Okay. Now tell me. Challenges of. Hmm. No, I don't think it will come in e-technology. Sorry. It will not come in e-technology. It will come in development only. It will come in development and planning. Sorry, it will come in development and planning. It will not come in e-technology. See, e-technology means what the government is doing for the people. There is nothing like that. They're asking what is the problem with the people they're asking. They're not asking the problem with the government. They're telling in rural areas there is digital illiteracy also and they are less aware about the ICT also. This has affected the socio-economic development. So there is no government. If there is no government, there is no governance. Okay, they're asking about the problem of the people on the people side. So it's not e-governance, it's in development. Now tell me the crux. Very good. How digital divide hinders? How digital divide hinders socio-economic development? How digital divide hinders socio-economic development? Good. Okay. Next. Though women in post-independent India have excelled in various fields, the social attitude towards women and feminist movement have been patriarchal. Apart from women education and women empowerment schemes, what interventions can help change this milieu? Vulnerable sections, okay. Measures to break patriarchy. Measures to break patriarchy. Here you have to tell apart from education and empowerment schemes, what can be the measures? Okay. Next. Can civil society and NGOs present an alternative model of public service delivery to benefit the common citizen? Discuss the challenges of this alternative model. Developmental institutions, good. So, importance of CSOs and NGOs. Importance and challenges of, they have asked challenges also. Importance and challenges of CSOs and NGOs. Importance and challenges of CSOs and NGOs. Okay. So, let us do of 2020 paper. This is GS3. Okay, now, in order to enhance the prospects of social development, sound and adequate healthcare policies are needed, particularly in the fields of geriatric and maternal healthcare. Discuss. Healthcare. Okay, now, what is the crux? Okay, importance of no. 1 second. The crux is the need for geriatric and maternal health care. The need, there is a difference. Okay, the need for geriatric and maternal health care. Next, shall we move on? Institutional quality is a crucial driver of economic performance. In this context, suggest reforms in civil service for strengthening democracy. Civil services, okay. This is what is this thing. Reforms to strengthen civil services. That's all. Reforms to strengthen civil services. Reforms to strengthen civil services. I should have told, I hope you are going like that, but I should have told go year wise. I hope, are you going like that only? Okay, all right. Next, the emergence of fourth industrial revolution has initiated e-governance as an integral part of government. Discuss. E-governance, okay. What is the crux? Huh? Can I say emerging technologies and e-governance? That's all they're asking. How emerging technologies is or are influencing e-governance. That emerging technology can be as a consequence of fourth IR. The third industrial revolution was internet. The fourth industrial revolution is machine learning, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, blockchain technology, all this together, quantum communication, all this together is what is the consequence of any emerging technology is part of fourth industrial revolution. So when they tell like this, the emergence of fourth industrial revolution has initiated e-governance as an integral part of that means how emerging technologies are making e-governance a necessity. How emerging technologies are making e-governance a necessity. That is what they're trying to tell. Okay, so this is next. The incidence and intensity of poverty are more important in determining poverty based on income alone. In this context, analyze the latest United Nations Multidimensional Poverty Index report. Poverty, okay. What is the crux? Crux is incidence of poverty and intensity of poverty. Don't worry about the report there. Okay, incidence of poverty and intensity of poverty. Incidence of poverty means how many people are becoming poor with time. Okay. Intensity of poverty is how poor are you. Okay, that is how much of extreme gap exists in you accessing basic necessities. That will determine the intensity. How many people are coming to the bracket of definition of poverty? That determines the incidence. I hope you understood the difference between incidence of poverty and this thing. Okay, all right. Next. Microfinance as an anti-poverty vaccine is aimed at asset creation and income security of the rural poor in India. Evaluate the role of the self-help groups in achieving the twin objectives along with empowering women in rural India. Developmental institutions, okay. And what is the crux? Role of SHGs, what are the twin objectives? Asset creation and Microfinance as an anti-poverty vaccine is aimed at asset creation and income security of the rural poor in India. Evaluate the role of SHGs in achieving the twin objectives along with empowering women in rural India. So basically, can I say there are three things there. The importance of microfinancing of SHGs in 1, asset creation, 2, income security, empowering women. I hope you understood this. You can write this. Microfinancing of SHGs, and then you can write the 3 dimensions. Asset creation, income security of asset creation, income security, and empowerment of women. Asset creation, income security, and empowerment, women empowerment. Okay, the last question. National Educational Policy 2020 is in conformity with the Sustainable Development Goal 4. It intends to restructure and reorient education system in India. Critically examine the statement. Education, yes, the theme is education. What is the crux? The importance of NEP, that's all. Okay, don't worry too much. The importance of, not the importance, the, both are same. Okay, the importance of NEP only you can write. The importance of NEP. But there you have to talk more about how it restructures or reorients. Okay, you should not just point out, but we will discuss that later. Anyways, so this completes 2021 to 2020, the last 6 years of question papers. So did you understand that whatever we have discussed, isn't it not falling in the boundaries of what we have? So it becomes your responsibility now to prepare so well in that boundary that you should at least tell, sir, whatever comes within that boundary, I am going to ace it. That should be your responsibility. When you know that there is so much of certainty, you should take advantage of that certainty. If you don't, the person who will get a rank will be. So if you want to end up getting a rank, make sure that you are that person to take advantage of this certainty. Got this?